Years ago, shortly after graduating from high school, Clark sat alone in his room, gazing at the suit that would eventually become Superman's uniform. His parents, Jonathan and Martha, watched from the doorway, visibly concerned for him. In the present day, at the Kent apartment, Clark tries to get some rest, but finds himself holding his breath again. He's been doing it for so long that he struggles to remember to breathe when he needs to. Without hesitation, Lois rushes to his side, holds him in her arms, and encourages him to breathe. Clark had returned to the planet he called Kansas and constructed a house that closely resembled the Kent farm. While silently sipping a cup of coffee, a masked stranger pays him a visit and is revealed to be the boy who first found Superman when he arrived in Kansas. At first, Clark mispronounces the boy's name as Jimmy, but the boy corrects him, saying his real name is Shemi, and agrees to let Clark call him Jimmy, since the names are similar. Shemi is surprised that Clark can speak his native language without a translator, and Clark responds that Shemi's language isn't difficult to learn. Shemi inquired why Clark chose to reside on this planet at this time, to which he replied that after missing a chance to go back to Earth, he found himself with no other options. He embarked on a long journey to retrieve his belongings, including his iconic uniform and the crushed remnants of Mackie, a small device that had been tracking Superman's journey since he left Kansas. Despite not offering any practical guidance on how to return to Earth, Superman regretted destroying Mackie in a moment of frustration because it had been a source of comfort and companionship that he desperately needed to maintain his sanity. It had been 2 years since Superman returned to Kansas and established his home there. He had made it his mission to assist the struggling people of Newark by providing them with food and medicine. Despite his efforts, Clark is amazed when Shemi risks his life to seek him out, prompting Clark to inquire about the situation on Newark. What he discovers leaves him in shock, and he hurriedly sets off to find Victor, who reveals that the Contractatio have arrived to demand what they are owed. The Victor describes the Contractatio as scavengers, authorized by the Republic to gather industrial waste, such as abandoned buildings and scrap metal from the planet. While acknowledging that they operate as pirates, the Republic's proposed planetary defense system against their aggression was rejected by the Arcasians, who are currently being attacked by the Contractatio. The same people also rejected a space exploration program, environmental safeguards, and even funding for school lunches. These stubborn conservatives refused to leave their ancestral homes, prompting the Republic to cease interfering in their affairs. Dressed in the elegant white suit gifted to him by Victor, Superman is determined to offer the Republic's resources to aid the new Arcasians, whose homes are on the brink of ruin. However, Victor is resolute in the new Arcasians' refusal of help, despite their desperate circumstances. Frustrated by the new Arcasians' rejection and ignorance, the Republic decides to exile them to the planet's surface. Victor believes that Contractatio may be able to assist Superman in finding his home, but only if he agrees to fulfill the promise made to them. Even with his diminished powers, Superman manages to reach the planet's surface and encounters the Contractatio's ships, only to discover that they are the same small, orange-skinned aliens who once rescued him in space. He tries to persuade Max, the fleet's commander, to find a new, healthier planet for the new Arcasians, offering to let the Contractatio take whatever they desire in return. Unfortunately, Max insists that the new Arcasians do not want to leave their homes and still believe the Contractatio are a fabrication by the Republic to force them underground. The planet itself is destined to become uninhabitable due to its orbit around a star that will soon become a red giant. But Superman is determined to help the new Arcasians and receives unexpected aid from a female Green Lantern.